Hi, I'm Dr. Elizabeth Zhang, or my friends call me Lisa, so I welcome you to call me Lisa as well. I am an ophthalmologist and oculoplastic surgeon, but also a life coach. And today I'd like to talk a little bit about arrival fallacy. Arrival fallacy is the illusion that once we obtain our goal or reach our destination, we'll finally be happy. The term arrival fallacy was credited to psychologist Dr. Tal Ben Shahar, and pardon me if I'm saying his name wrong. But in his book, Happier, Learn the Secrets to Daily Joy and Lasting Fulfillment, he writes arrival fallacy as the false belief that reaching a value destination can sustain happiness. I think many of us who've taken this path to becoming a physician have fallen into the trap of arrival fallacy at some point or another. Even when we apply for medical school, we think, oh, things will be great when we actually finally get into medical school. And, it is great. I mean, only 7% of people who apply to medical school actually get in. So it is quite an accomplishment just to get into medical school. We start medical school, and the way my medical school started was we had a white coat ceremony. And, I have to say, I was proud to actually wear that white coat and think I'm going to be on this incredible journey. But that happiness kind of wears off really quickly, right? I spent the first 2 years really studying physiology and biochemistry and, just lots of science. And I was a science major in undergrad as well, but, it's not easy. Med school is not easy. And we think, oh, it'll be better when we're a third year, we'll actually be seeing patients and we'll be closer to actually what we want to do, right? And then you get to third year and you finally realize, or very quickly realize that, as a third year student, you're kind of at the bottom of the totem pole. And you think, oh, things will be better when we graduate. We'll finally be actual doctors. We'll make money as a resident. Residency is going to be so much better than medical school. And, graduation day comes and it's exciting. And I was definitely happy on graduation day. I was really proud of my accomplishment to, finish medical school and have that MD that can probably, say that I'm a medical doctor or DO or whatever degree it is in your country. So it's not that these things don't bring happiness, but the happiness just doesn't, it's just not lasting happiness, right? Like you kind of very quickly fall back into your norm. You get to residency and you're working long hours, it can be really tiring. There are times where I remember when I was a resident where the patient didn't want a resident involved in their care or in their surgery. And there are times where you think, oh, it's just going to be better when I'm attending, when I'm be making so much more money, I'm going to have respect, whatever it is what you're thinking. And then you finally get to be that attending. And again, things are great in the beginning or when you first get that paycheck until you see how much goes to taxes. But you kind of get the point. And, then you might think, oh, everything will be great when, you become a partner or, when your loans are paid off. And of course, arrival fallacy doesn't just apply to physicians or to careers. There are people who definitely think, oh, life will be better when I'm married, or life will be better when I finally have kids, or life will be better when I finally get that car that I've always been dreaming about buying, or that dream house, or that kitchen with the granite countertops and, big range, or whatever it is. So, but if you're always waiting for some goal or some accomplishment or some status to actually be happy, then you're kind of missing out on the journey of life, right? And, I'm not saying that you won't be happy when you reach those things or get those things, and you should be happy, but that's not really the recipe for long-lasting happiness. Unfortunately, that happiness really just, it just doesn't last. So how can we be more happy? Well, the great thing is that happiness is available to all of us now, and it's really our thoughts that make us happy. And one thing that can help with happiness is just the practice of gratitude. Now, I know what you're thinking, but wait, hear me out. I know I remember reading some book about happiness when I was an intern and, practicing gratitude, and it just never seemed to do much for me. I would think, yes, it can always be worse. There are children starving in Africa, but that didn't necessarily make me feel better. But I just want to kind of give an example of, how mindset can actually change, how much happiness you have in your life. So let's say you get home, you have a pile of bills, and you've got your water bill, and you're just thinking, oh, everyone just wants my money, and paying bills is not something that people typically think about as being something happy. But let's kind of turn it around. Okay. We have clean drinking water coming to our taps. We have toilets that flush and these are things that not everyone has and that we haven't always had, right? They are things that we take for granted. We can flick a switch and have electricity. We've had so much at our fingertips. So, what would happen if the water company just decided, we're not selling you water anymore? You would think, oh my God, no, I want to buy the water, whatever your water bill is, $40, $50, $60, depending on your area or how big your family is. Maybe it's $100. But if you think about how much you would pay to not have to go to a well to get water, to have to purify water, use iodine tablets, boil your water for 10 or 20 minutes. I mean, if you think about in Texas, not too long ago, people actually did have to boil their water in order to use it, even though they, still had water potentially in their taps. There was some issue with the purification system because of the freeze where they had to boil their water. I mean, just think of how inconvenient that would be to have to boil water for 20 minutes every time you wanted to drink water or to cook. So when you actually put that into perspective and you think, okay, I am happy to pay for my water bill because I am happy to have, clean drinking water come from my tap. I am happy to pay for my electric bill so that I can just flip a switch and have light. I don't have to light a candle or find a flashlight. I can charge my phone. The router works, so I've got, Wi-Fi, internet, all these little things. If we can actually learn to appreciate that more, that really can try to bring some more happiness to just our day-to-day. Another way to find more satisfaction in life is just to also focus on relationships and experiences instead of stuff and buying things. So yes, it might be great to, have those nice things, but there have been lots of studies that show, and I'm not going to get into the specifics, that really that kind of happiness that you get from getting something doesn't last, but the happiness you get from experiences really does bring more lasting happiness. So try to spend quality time with the people you love. Try to be active in a social group or a club. Do some community service work or find other ways to give back to your community. Even if you're an introvert, that connection, that human experience is likely to bring you some more happiness. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I enjoy making for you. If you want to hear more or learn more about me, please find me. And I hope to be making more videos. You can always subscribe to my YouTube channel. I hope to be able to talk to you soon. Thank you.